Yo, what's up, boys? It is Keith Stone coming at you with another free pick video. In today's video, I got a couple things for you guys. We're going to head over to Prizepicks, going to give you guys some of my favorite NFL duos of the week. And then I also have the Boom Fantasy Lock of the Week. We're going to roll NFL again. Just don't really trust the college situation this week. You know, got a lot of competitive games in the championship weekend. So let's get into it. If you guys are new to the channel, definitely hit sub. And I want to show you guys real quick, if you're watching this before 3 p.m. Central Time, so I guess 4 p.m. Eastern, today, if you're watching this, it's not too late to get my college football play of the week. It's literally my reputation bet. So if you put in code Frenzy, it's going to take the 50% off of this. So it'll be 10 bucks. And I am so confident that this hits that if it doesn't, I'm going to literally give you the rest of the calendar year for free VIP. So you're going to get all the picks. So putting the rep on the line, code Frenzy, like I said, gets you 50% off. So if you want to get in on that, also you can sign up for the free plan. It's absolutely free. So make sure you check that out. So let's actually just show you guys. I gave you some bad picks yesterday, but I also gave you a winner. So this one missed. Jalen Johnson had 20 at the half, man. I just don't even know what happened in the second half, but the Hawks ended up winning that game. Lakers actually came to play. Anthony Davis just out of nowhere decided to be good. So the good news is we hit this one. So if you put, they limit you to 10 bucks on these little discount plays, just like all the other sites do. So if you put in 10 on each, then we still made 10 bucks. So we did a profit. Also have this one open. I think I might have gave this out earlier in the week, or maybe I just sent it to my VIPs. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, we got that cooking. Not much to show you guys beyond that as far as plays. Didn't have a ton yesterday. I gave you guys Tulane. Wow, that might have been the worst call I've ever had. A lot of people seem to be on them. All right, boys. So for the boom lock of the week this week, I very strongly considered going back to Brock Bowers. We had him on last week. I almost just literally ran back Kelsey and Bowers. I almost did it. So I really do like that play again. However, I wanted to go a slightly different direction. Now, we are getting a slight payout increase from what Prizepicks would be. It's not something I'd say like, oh my God, you have to set this on Boom. It's $2, but it is still $2 more. If you've never been on Boom, I'll put the legal states up on the screen there. They're legit and they have a ton of lines and they usually have better payouts than Prizepicks almost always. And their lines are actually just usually lower too. Like Bowers was like 74.5 on Prizepicks. He was only 69.5. But they use the modifiers just like Sleeper, just like Chalkboard, just like Underdog have started doing. But a lot of times, especially on these two picks, I found you can really find value. I actually really like Jacoby Myers, man. He's been playing extremely well. He's hit 3 out of 4. And I think the one game he didn't hit, he had kind of like a little ankle issue. Now, he was questionable coming into this week, but he played through that same injury last week, so I'm pretty confident. I believe he went over 100 yards last week. You're enter Tampa Bay, okay? Like we all know, we've been attacking them all year long. This is one of the best pass funnel teams. Like the Raiders are not going to be able to run against this team. So they also should be playing from behind, like a weekly occurrence. At Tampa, I feel like Tampa should win this game. So just give me Jacoby Myers for 65 yards. I think this is a really strong play. I mentioned I did like Bowers too, but it's a very condensed offense, I guess you could say, right now with these teams, and that's what you kind of like. You get guys like Mahomes that will literally like spread the ball to like 10 different dudes, where the Raiders really just have these two guys they throw to, and then maybe like one other guy. He's gonna be leg number one of this. And then we're simply taking Saquon. Look, the Panthers are just flat out bad against the run. Okay, this is a home game. Saquon's like literally in like record breaking mode here. If they actually let him like really run wild here, you could be looking with that extra game. He absolutely could be smashing some records here. So I think this is like a green light, 150-yard plus performance here, 100%. You could ladder this up. This is such a smash spot. The Panthers are they rotate between dead last and second to last week to week with yards per carry, rushing production per game, just in general. They're just bad against the run. So give me Saquon Barkley for 112 rushing yards. Like I mentioned, Boom pays slightly more on this. If you sign up with promo code SBAA, however, they're going to give you your first wager up to $100. So that's what this would be. You'd be looking for a $202 profit. If I'm wrong and this play fails, you're going to get that money back. If I'm right, well, I just helped you make $202 in profit. Sign up with promo code SBAA. If you sign up with Boom by Monday morning, so if you lock this play in, especially if you're like really interested in this, I'm going to give you the rest of the year. So you got about, a little under 4 weeks of all VIP picks. All you have to do is sign up with my code. You'll have till tomorrow night, Sunday night, to text me. There's a number down in the description of this video, guys. All right, so let's head over to Prizepicks. I'm going to build you guys out some duos that I really like. So I mentioned an obvious one would be literally to just stack Aiden O'Connell with Brock Bowers and or Jacoby Myers, right? Because we already talked about them. Russ has been kind of feeling it. I think him and Pickens didn't have the greatest game against Cleveland, but I'd be willing to bet at home he probably bounces back here. I think this is a pretty good spot. His running backs have been catching a lot of passes too, so you could look at a very low line there. See, the one game Pickens didn't go over, ironically enough, was at Cleveland. But I don't mind this at home. I feel like he should be involved. And then, who's been catching a ton of passes is actually Najee Harris. And Russ has actually been spreading it out a lot too. Let's see what his receiving line is. So yeah, this is actually a pretty strong play, guys. It kind of feels gross. You just take Pickens out. I actually think I like this more because if he can hit this early and just get done, then you don't care who Russ throws to. And Russ has gone over 3 out of 5. These two are close as well. So that's actually going to be the combo right here. It's going to be Najee Harris and Russ. And then some other duos I like. I do like Mahomes and Kelsey this week against the Chargers. I think that should be a competitive game. Kelsey's gone over 4 out of 5. I don't know what happened against Buffalo. He just kind of wasn't involved there, but I think this is a pretty good play. Now, boys, if you set this on Prizepicks, you're going to get 8x. On Dabble, I believe you're going to get 8.5 or 9x. So you're going to get a little bit of a boost over there. I actually really like this play. I think this is a strong one. I'm not going to make it like official. I'm just going to give you guys a bunch of duos that I like. If you want my official slips, you got to get on the VIP for that. I'm just giving you a lot of leans that I really like. I'm going to give you guys a couple more that I actually really like. So we talked about Barkley and Jalen Hurts rarely goes over, but the problem with taking Hurts under is who are you going to take him with? Well, you can look through his receivers. Do you really want to bet against A.J. Brown? One big play against the Panthers, he's going to beat you. You know what I mean? Devontae Smith can kind of be get the same thing too. He's been really uninvolved his last 2 games. He has been out, so this is going to be his first game in a while. A guy that I feel like sometimes just doesn't show up when they have these kind of games where they should win easily is Godare, but I believe he's actually out this week, and I think this is the guy filling in for him. So this could probably be a decent underspot right here. I don't know too much about this guy, to be honest with you, but I don't hate it. And then let's see what else we got here. I mean, Saquon too. They may not throw the ball to him. Does he have a receiving line 16.5? So he's gone over 3 out of 5. I mean, you just never know. It's probably one to avoid, guys, to be honest. Looking at it, I've kind of liked it at first, but I don't know. I think we can do better. Let me see if I can find you guys some overs. I do think that Drew Lock and Neighbors have a pretty good chance this week. I would also wouldn't mind Theo Johnson. Couldn't find a line on him on Prizepicks though. Neighbors is always close to this. And I think Drew Lock with the bye week should probably be a little better. It's in the dome. Actually, you know what? This is in New York, so it's a home game. He might play a little better there. Hopefully, it's a competitive game. But I do like this little duo right here. You guys gotta remember, this is like even for a guy like Drew Lock, right? This is a very achievable line. Like if you're an NFL backup, you should be able to throw for 200 yards in a game. Okay, so I don't mind this duo at all. There's a few other. I think Baker's in play against the Raiders. He could have just like a monster first half and get there in the second half. So Baker Evans is probably a pretty good bet this week. Evans came back last week and actually came back 2 weeks ago, I guess. Flew right past this line and he was close the game before that. So having some exposure to them is not the worst thing. And if we go down here, let's see what else we got this week. I don't. Bryce has been getting this done. Brees, however you want to pronounce his name. The fact that he got it done against KC's wild. Tampa's no surprise, right? I don't trust Kyler Murray this week. I really don't trust either one of these quarterbacks in this game. I would. This is a fade spot for me. The Niners are just a shell of them for their former selves, but it wouldn't shock me if Purdy actually played decent against the Bears. Caleb, the Niners, even defensively, they haven't been there, man. And he's been ever since they got the new offensive coordinator, he's been going over. So it's a tough one right there. I'd probably just stay away from it. I don't know if I trust either quarterback in this game either. Stafford really let us down last week in what I thought was a smash spot. So I think Herbert playing against the Chiefs probably a decent bet. So you could just stack him with Lad. Lad's been really hot. This line feels a hair low too, 59 yards. Look what he's done his last 3 games, man. I mean, granted, it's the Bengals, the Ravens, and the Falcons. They've all struggled this year, but I think having exposure to that little duo is just fine. And then what else do we got? So we got Mac Jones against Tennessee. I do like the other side of this. I like Levis, and Ridley's line was kind of bouncing all over the place, but I think that this has got a decent shot. I think this has got a good shot against the Jags. So give me Levis and Ridley. Those are, what is that? 1, 2. So I've given you guys quite a few. I'll kind of run you through the board though. See if we can find a few more that I'm gonna have exposure to. Jameis, say what you will. No one saw him throwing 500 yards at Denver. I'm okay. He was at 219 against Pittsburgh last time. This is a couple weeks later. Pittsburgh does have a really good pass rush, but I think having a little exposure to him and Jerry Jeudy probably not the worst thing. And then what else do we got here? I think Cousins and Drake London playing at the Vikings. Cousins needs to play well this week. There's going to start being calls for Michael Penix Jr. if Cousins doesn't play well against, especially against his old team. It's tough to play in Minnesota though, but I think Cousins and London actually is a pretty good stack. Darnold, this is a pretty big line for him. He hasn't been getting there except this Chicago game. I guess he went there against the Colts too, but Atlanta's, I don't know, man. That's tough. I think that Darnold should theoretically be able to go over. I just don't know who to take with him. I'd probably actually lean TJ Hawkinson, just the way the Falcons kind of play defense. Don't know what he did last week. I think he went over this. Or no, he had a bad game, 28. But see how he had popped off against the Bears? You could see a game like that right there. I think that's probably a decent one. It's never a bad idea to bet on Justin Jefferson. You could always go him as well. And then let's see real quick what else we're looking at here this week. I think that's pretty much it, guys. I think, either guy could probably go over in this Monday night game, but I'll make a separate video for you guys about that for Monday Night Football. Looking at this, I think Tua under is probably a pretty good bet this week. Has been going over, but the Jets have historically played him tough, even though they're just a dumpster fire right now. I did mention I like Levis Ridley, but I would say Mac Jones and Brian Thomas Jr. would also be a pretty good bet. Now, he didn't do shit, and then all of a sudden he got one big play from Mac Jones last week and got this done. Most of it came on the back of one play, but he's been just a super impressive rookie, man. He's just, honestly almost been as good as his teammate in LSU last year, Malik Neighbors. He's been that kind of guy. So that's probably the last one I'll give you guys. So hopefully that helps you make some money. And like I said, if you're watching the video, you can get that sportsbook pick for $10, guys. It starts in about 3.5 hours. So that would be it's at 3 p.m. Central Time, my time. So, all right, boys, peace.